Hurricane Helene made landfall at Florida's Gulf Coast last week, carving a path through Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee that led to record-setting flooding and more than 100 deaths so far. The recovery effort is continuing as the region responds to unprecedented destruction. Joining me now to discuss this, Congressman Buddy Carter. He's a member of the House Budget Committee and the House Committee on Energy and Commerce. He represents the 1st Congressional District of Georgia. Congressman Carter, welcome back to Washington Watch.
Thank you, Tony.
So your state, your region, you are all now in the recovery mode since the hurricane passed through last week. Give us a description of the situation.
Well, Tony, it is devastating. This is my home. This is where I'm from, South Georgia, and I will tell you, this is the worst I've ever seen. Never seen anything quite like this. The number of trees that are down, the power that's out all across the state. I mean, this was a devastating natural event that happened here, and certainly this is on the heels of Hurricane Debbie, after we already had flooding in our area, and now we have this and potentially another storm that's brewing in the Caribbean right now. So, we got to be aware of that as well. But out of all things like this, there are good things that come about. And I cannot say enough good things about our emergency management personnel and the work that they've done. And I want to mention Leon Davis, a firefighter from Pierce County in Blackshear, Georgia, in our district, who was in his truck, who was trying to help people, and a tree fell on his truck and killed him. And our thoughts and prayers are certainly going out to his family.
Yeah, I know, buddy. We're going to hear lots of stories of those first responders. I know my son's a police officer in Georgia, in North Georgia. They didn't get hit as hard, but just the first responders, people take them for granted being out there during these times. Everyone else is hunkered down. The other aspect of this, Congressman Carter, is that, there's going to be news focused on this because this is a historic storm. It's huge. But in a couple of weeks, it's going to move on. But this recovery is going to be years.
It is going to be years, Larry, Tony, and don't forget that agriculture has been impacted by this. Blueberries, peanuts, pecans, all of that, and agriculture is the #1 industry in the state of Georgia. Our farmers are really going to suffer as a result of this. And you're absolutely right. Now, and in the coming weeks is going to be when the federal government really needs to step forth. And I can't say enough good things about President Trump, who came down here today to visit our area and offer his help, bringing nonprofits and private companies down to help. And that means so much to these people. Right now, we need a boost. Right now, we need a shot in the arm. And with him coming down here and showing his support, that really helped.
Yeah, I know he's down there with Franklin Graham. In fact, in 2016, when I was pastoring in Baton Rouge and we flooded during the campaign, Donald Trump came down again with Samaritan's Purse, was operating there. Franklin was with us. I want to ask you this question, Congressman Carter, because the last thing that Congress did before you left town last week was to pass a continuing resolution to continue government funding. There were some that wanted to shut the government down, not fund it. Can you imagine what the situation would be like today if the government had been shut down?
I cannot imagine. Look, people are hurting right now, and not only, a government shutdown is just not good. Our troops don't get paid. FEMA had run out of money. There was $20 billion more in that continuing resolution to help them get through. That's going to be very important in upcoming weeks as we try to help the people recover from Helene. All of that is extremely important. So, I'm just so glad we've got it through December the 20th, and now we need to address it in the future.
Yeah, and we need to get back to the regular order of passing appropriations bills. But I think Congress made the right move in making sure that government continued, especially when we even knew that this storm was brewing out there in the Gulf. And as you mentioned, even another storm possibly coming. What would you recommend to our viewers and listeners in terms of ways to help?
Well, there are great ways to help. Obviously, the Red Cross has been down here, and they've been helping. A number of relief organizations are active in our area, and certainly anything that you can do. But most importantly, Tom, Tony, your prayers. Please pray for all Georgians. Please pray for everyone who's been impacted by this horrible, horrible storm.
Yeah, we absolutely are and will. Congressman Buddy Carter, I want to thank you for joining us, and we're praying for you and for your district and, in fact, all the folks there in Georgia. Thanks for taking time to join us.
Thank you, Tony.